Rhythm Workbook 1 is for the beginner student. This 23-page book offers rhythm drills without notation to focus on just the rhythm. There are 2 levels in this book. The first level is reading 1 line at a time, while the second level has 2 lines to read simultaneously. There are 2 goals in this book. The first goal is teaching each note's value and how to count them in a measure. Learning how to count the beats and how each has a unique feel is vital in learning how to read and play the rhythm. The second goal is to offer multiple rhythm drills and repetitions to create the skill of sight reading. Before you start playing rhythm drills, there is some information needed, including the time signature or time meter, the measure, and the bar line. Playing with a metronome and counting out loud is recommended to help keep a steady beat and hear how each count number feels. Page 1 starts out with just the quarter note and the quarter rest, and the half note and the half rest. And here's the first page of rhythm drills, counting out loud. Page 2 is a review of just the quarter note rest and half note and rest. And then we add the dotted half note. And I do explain about the formula of the dotted half note, not just that it gets 3 counts, but that the dot actually lengthens the note by half its value. I've seen many students that have no idea why the dotted half note gets 3 counts, so I do believe that it's very important for a student to understand the formula. So when adding the dot to a quarter note or an eighth note, they can do that. And then we add the whole note and the whole rest. And then the eighth note, and I do explain about how the eighth notes are not just faster than the quarter note, which I've heard a lot of people say, but it is exactly twice as fast as the quarter note. And so 2 notes are played in 1 beat. And this talks about how to count the first half of the beat being the count number, and the last half being the and. And then here we show how the 8th rest is now added in, and sometimes that does add a challenge when the 8th rest is on the first half of the beat. So this shows how to count that, and with the beat circled there to show that. And then the dotted quarter note, and this is probably one of the most played incorrectly note. The dotted quarter note adds a lot of confusion, so I try to keep that not only with the formula where they understand how the dot lengthens the note, but how to actually count it, where if the dotted quarter note falls on a beat, that dot will actually be the next beat number. So once that is shown to a student, they usually get it right away, and then we have a review. And then we add the tie on page 9, and so page 9 and then 10 is a review of all the different rhythms that they've had up till now. And then level 2, and as I mentioned earlier, it is hands together playing with the beats, and this teaches a pianist how to not only read 2 lines at the same time, but how the beats are lined up. For a non-pianist, a musician that is either your vocalist or an instrument that plays 1 line at a time, it's a great opportunity to play 1 line while someone else, another musician, plays the other line, to learn how to play your part when someone else is playing another part. Page 2 is a review, and now we add the 8th note to this, and then adding the tie on page 5. And it just, from this point on, for the rest of the book is review, but each page gets a little bit more challenging. Page 8, 9, and then finally the last page. And that concludes Rhythm Workbook 1 for notes that are 1 to 4 counts and rests with meters 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. After finishing this book, I recommend book 2, which starts with the 16th notes, changing the bottom number on the time signatures, odd meters, and finally triplets. Since rhythm is basically time that can be difficult to play and understand, I hope this book helps to break it down in a step-by-step way and you're on your way to reading rhythm like you would a book. But most of all, I hope this book makes reading rhythm fun.